You might have noticed that after rebranding, most of the logos are being reduced to simpler shapes. But why? Why are the logos getting simpler? Logos have been used since 900 AD. Initially, they were in the form of family crest. A certain set of colors and shapes would represent a certain noble family. These were combined to create a unique coat of arms. Since most of the crowd were illiterate at that time, businesses started hanging up signs to identify what goods and services they are providing. While these weren't specific as logos, it was just a starting point. After the Gutenberg invented the printing press, mass printing was possible, and by the 1600s, newspapers were a common sight.
Box it into its place on the press, and out come the finished papers in a steady stream.
With the newspaper came the advertisements.
We all keep track of our favorite team, or possibly the ads. They give us tips on where to do our shopping. Yes, it's all here in the paper.
Latest football scores, morning paper, morning star. Paper, mister?
By mid-18th century, industrialization gave birth to a new class, the middle class. These were working class and had disposable income. They wanted to buy more stuff and spend their money. Market listened to their demands. More and more businesses came forward to fill this gap.
Nothing, I'm just sitting here waiting for my mother.
How about a bottle of Coca-Cola?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Tompkins.
Plastic strips with new Super Stick stick better than any other bandage. Made only by Johnson & Johnson, the most trusted name in surgical dressings.
Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head with their own cars and trailers. That's what's new.
Hasbro makes great toys. It's fun to play with Hasbro.
As the number of businesses arose, the competition became stiffer. Businesses felt the need for a distinct identity to separate themselves from the competition. They needed brand identity. By the 1910s, commercial logos became a common sight. Companies began to recognize the importance of logos. They were more streamlined and legible, with some exceptions. Canon, what were you doing? By the 1950s, modernism became a commercialized movement, and the world witnessed some iconic logos by Paul Rand and Shermayeff and Geismar. These were simpler and focused more on symbolism.
This morning, at its offices in Silicon Valley, California, the company is about to get a first look at its new trademark, the signature it hopes to make familiar around the world. The designer, Paul Rand, created the logos for IBM, Westinghouse, UPS, and many others. Rand doesn't normally work for infant companies, even if they could afford him. But Next isn't an ordinary startup. Jobs has had a sneak preview of the logo and loves it. As he waits for a verdict from his staff, he can hardly contain his excitement.
A big change came with the arrival of digital era. By the 2000s, more and more people were consuming media through their digital screens.
www.rent.net.
Use Oracle for e-business.
Supply chain problems? IBM has internet solutions.
Whole range of books from fiction to non-fiction on contemporary American politics, and just had an absolutely great time.
Now the logos had to be dynamic and adaptable to the screens. Designers tried to smoothen out this transition from physical to digital by implementing techniques like skeuomorphism.
This is the new iPhone 4.
They used gradients, drop shadows, and metallic texture to bring the depth to their design. And this can be observed in the contemporary logos. But as the world became more and more comfortable with the digital technologies, these effects were no longer necessary. Welcome the flat designs. But why? What was the need of dropping these cool effects? The answer? Shortness of human attention. As the internet became more and more popular, the competition between brands increased. There were ads and logos everywhere, and you do not want your logo to distract your audience from the main message. Hence, brands moved to simpler, flat logos. These logos are crisp, clean, more modern, and do not scream for attention. In the future, more and more brands will adopt wordmarks, and animation and responsiveness will also be a huge factor while choosing a logo. Overall, we can expect logos to become simpler, distinct, yet easy to remember.